Right, welcome everyone to another episode of the Love Island cast. I am your host, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. Can't wait to get into this one tonight.
No, and yet again, we are joined by the magnificent Asa Caton to give us his dissection and full-on honesty with this absolutely epic episode of Love Island.
Good evening, guys. Thanks for having me back so soon. Couldn't leave you to dissect tonight's episode. Had to get on it.
Well, I think, Asa, I know we started with you last time, but Dave, give us your opening tidbits of tonight's show.
Well, I guess the first thing, we'll pick up with what we thought the episode was going to be, and that was all about kind of Anna and laying into Michael, and then Amber following in closely behind. I think I was right, wasn't I, Asa? I said Amber would stand back as opposed to lay in, but she's got her digs in there. And honestly, I thought she did well to hold back for the most part. I thought it was out of order the way she behaved towards Joanna, but we already know that about her personality. I thought Michael didn't have to go on the offensive. I thought he lost some points for me. I'm not going to defend him there. As I've said on this podcast before, a curse on all their houses. I don't think anyone comes out with any credit apart from my man Jordan there, who I've not really warmed to in the past. But I thought for me, he won tonight's episode. That is how you behave with dignity and treat other people with respect. Whereas Anna, Amber, they're in shit corner. And Michael, you're all in shit corner.
Yeah, I think everyone's sort of stayed true to how they've behaved so far in the villa. So I expected Amber to go absolutely all guns blazing, from the off tonight, and she didn't. And what she did was quite clever. So she stepped back and tried to play it cool, but then she got those little catty comments that she gets in, and then she just stepped back and let everybody else take that battle on for her. It's really subtle. It's really clever the way she does it. It's quite manipulative, really, of the people that are supposed to have her back. She's just letting them go and ride off into battle for her.
It sounds like it's quite calculated the way you put it there. I think it's just her, though, isn't it? I mean, she's not the one to go in there all guns blazing unless she's attacking someone on the behalf of someone else. So, like when Danny was mistreating, in her view, Yewande, and then she goes and attacks him. But when it's herself, she's more interested that people don't know that she's actually hurting. She doesn't want anyone to know. She doesn't want to give Michael the satisfaction to say, you've really, really hurt me. And it was only a bit later where old Ovi there was with Amber and Anna both on the bed. I wondered where that was going. And he's giving her some comforting words. It's only really then when she started to break down and that guard just started to drop.
But then you notice that Anna was straight up off the bed and over to Michael. I think, however many weeks we are in, Amber now knows that all she has to do is cause some kind of a fuss, whether that's a catty comment or getting upset. And she knows that Anna is only too willing to go and jump into a fight for her.
Yeah, and I do think you are correct, both of you. But let's be honest there. Michael was being a bit of a bellend. He was just prodding the fire. There was no need for it. He was trying to get some sort of justification in my eyes to the way he spoke about and the way he dug her out, which he didn't need it. It was all to be there to be seen. He went with someone else. He didn't actually like her. He's obviously been doing a bit of blagging. She come in thinking they were together. But again, good old Anna, and I know we've been called out on this on one of the listeners tonight. I'm still sticking to what I say. I just think she's such a hypocrite. And what the fuck Ovi's doing getting involved, I do not know. Because he's having a dig at Michael, and it's like, well, you've just pretty much done that with Jordan. Yes, you are a member of this situation with Jordan circumstance, because Anna's filthy and you've come in there to sort of lift her off her feet. But as we saw by the end of the show, her head's turning back to Jordan. So the preview for tomorrow looks quite interesting. I know it could be just clever editing, but she has nothing to do with this thing at all. And I just think, you know what, Anna, fuck off. You know what I mean? It's just like, stay out of it, stay in your lane, sort out your own relationship. I'm not interested because, sorry, she has done to Jordan, and I know people are saying like they weren't exclusive, they weren't this, weren't that. Doesn't matter. If they were exclusive, why did you not look him in the eye? As someone who's studied body language and stuff, if you are totally not guilty, you would look Jordan in the eye and say, I'm sorry, I'm with Ovi, but you couldn't. Why? Because you know that you were talking utter bullshit and you're being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And she was lying to him later, wasn't she, when he went up and talked to her. She was just lying and saying, oh, you know, I didn't know you felt like this. And we saw from her edited moments that we saw with Ovi getting egged on, you know, no less by Amber, saying, yeah, go for it kind of thing. And what she was saying in the diary room where she was saying, I'm thinking about Jordan a lot more. So it's just bullshit. But for some reason, all the girls think she gets a free pass. But,
well, I do wonder.
So, sorry, can I just say it,
yeah.
Asa, before you go into that? I do just want to read out this tweet because I think it's good to get an opposing view to ours. So this one says, I've been listening to the podcast and really enjoying it, but I think it's unfair what you guys are saying about Anna. Michael has been absolutely slagging off Anna in order to get with Joanna. Anna isn't after him for choosing Joanna, but for being a dick to Amber. Blaming the girl he's been actively pursuing for a month and acting like their relationship meant nothing in front of the entire villa because of the new girl is total dickhead behaviour. I don't blame Anna for backing her friend because her points in the first look today are spot on. Now, I think it's a really well thought out response, but I don't agree with it because I think Michael's completely in the wrong as well here. The way he is attacking Anna, and I'm sure had said that, you know, I didn't like the way he was saying to Joanna that, you know, I've got to know you more in the 2 days than I've got to know Amber in the 3 or 4 weeks. That was bang out of order for Michael's behaviour. But if Jordan was having a go at Michael, if Curtis was having a go, if Tommy was having a go, if Amy was having a go at Michael, all 100% acceptable. Not from Anna, though. Not when you've just done exactly the same thing. So, again, thank you for the tweet. I appreciate you taking the time out. Personally, I don't see it that way. So sorry, Asa, I cut you across you there. So,
no, that's okay. No, I think I said in the group chat when the program started tonight, Michael was getting his he pulled Amber on one side for a chat, and he was trying to get his points across to Amber. The points that he was trying to get across were the weaker points of his argument for leaving her to go to Joanna, and it just felt like he was kind of point scoring a little bit, or he was trying to get the wrong points of his argument over to Amber, and she has obviously just scrunched herself up into a ball and doesn't really want to hear it. She doesn't want to listen. She was quite defensive about it all, and I think he was A, making the wrong points, and B, at the wrong time.
I think you're absolutely right. I'm not going to defend him, but I've kind of been in that position as well. And again, I look back and I go, yeah, played that completely wrongly. Where actually you've mentally geared yourself up for a slanging match.
Yeah.
You're prepared for a verbal assault, and you don't get one. You just get kind of silence. So he's got all his armory stocked up there, and she's giving him nothing. And then he just comes across like a total dick.
Well, it's a good job he was prepared, because he certainly got one from Anna, didn't he?
Oh, but it was just childish fucking nonsense, wasn't it?
That was ridiculous.
It wasn't a well-constructed argument. She was just trying to talk over him and be childish. It was like fucking playground stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was, because she was doing the buy thing, which really fucking gets my goat anyway. It was fucking pathetic. And then she just started talking to him in a totally aggressive way. It's like, well, if you're going to have the conversation with him, whether you agree with it or not, and I agree with both of you. I think Michael come across as an absolute dick at the start. And he actually looked like a different person, even in his actual mannerisms of his face. It really was telling. He doesn't get off with a pass with me at all. He was
He let himself down tonight. He let himself down.
Yeah. And I know we'll keep turning the old Chris 180 special, but I could be off the Michael train because I thought he dragged them to the final like he did, I believe Tommy and Molly is. Tommy's going to drag them. But no, he was a dick. But it's like, if you don't want an argument, fine. But also, what the fuck's it got to do with you anyway? You know what I mean? Amber stood there. And I think Ace is right. I think what it is with Amber, she's just a bit of a... She's all mouth and no trousers. And she only kicks off when she's got a bit of backup. I don't justify what happened tonight. I don't. She was well within her rights to go at Michael and give him a what for. And I would have sat there and gone, you know what? After what he's done, fair enough. Just like what Amy does, and I'm sure we'll get on to that in a bit. You know what I mean? It's all fair in love and war.
I'll tell you now, my view is that Amber and Anna's reaction would have been completely different tonight if Anna hadn't been with Ovi.
Yeah.
Because they've sat there and they've all conspired between the three of them, and Ovi's giving it the big guns, I've got your back, you go and say what you got to say, he's not going to do anything to me. I reckon that's what's happened, and they've both just come out all guns blazing in the end because they think they've got that protection, sadly.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't like the way Ovi was sort of saying, he was sticking his boot into Michael. Sticking his oar in, or his big cricket bat in, and just saying, that's not how a man would act. Fuck off. You just fucking got here. Yeah. And you've just nabbed someone's girl who someone's coupled up with. So fuck off, you high horse. Unless you come here and bop me on the head with your cricket bat. In which case it'll be, yes, sir, Mr. Ovi.
I was really pleased that Jordan sat there and called out that behaviour from Anna, basically saying that she's done exactly the same thing, and she sits there getting away with it scot-free. I just wish he'd have said it louder and to other people. I would have, practically saluted him in front of the TV if he'd have actually just got up and said it and actually made a point of saying it. Yeah. And I think now, the whole thing with Anna and Jordan, I think she's now seen how people have reacted in the villa to Michael. And I think there's something in the back of her mind. She's thinking, do you know what? Yeah, what I have done is probably wrong. And she's going to try and make amends for it by going back to Jordan. Yeah.
Oh, I don't get any sense that she's making the connection. She doesn't see it as the same as what Michael's done to Amber as what she's done to Jordan. I don't think she sees those as the same thing because Michael and Amber were together for 1 week more.
You know what I think it is to both of you? I think Asa could be on so I think she might be back with Jordan. You know why I think she might be back with Jordan? Because Ovi's a boring twat.
There is that.
We haven't heard him say anything particularly interesting, have we? I thought I couldn't quite work out what he was saying, but I'm sure it was a basketball analogy.
like I said earlier, I know Chris has said he's got a cock like a cricket bat. Unfortunately, he's got the personality of a cricket bat as well.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, exactly. Hello,
he'll be fucking coming round to your house.
I'll have moved by the time he's out the villa.
now, obviously, I know we've gone on about that, and I'm sure it's going to expand as the next episode kicks in. But let's talk about Curtis and Amy. I did feel sorry for it at times, but I can't take her seriously when they've only been together for 4 weeks. And she's saying it like I've been married for 20 years. It's like me doing that to my missus. It was just like, and Sam listens to this. So, it's just fucking bullshit, innit? This is the one, I'm always the bridesmaid and not the bride. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Come on. He was wrong. He's come across as a sly fucker. But it's not as dramatic as what she's saying. And she's getting the floor show. Everyone's around her, aren't they?
Hey, mate. If you did that to Sam, you wouldn't be talking.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. People would say.
You would be proper fucking John Wayne Bobbitt, you would.
I can't have any more chopped off, Jesus. I need all the help I can
get. Emma and I sat here and watched it tonight, and I said to Emma, as much as I want to hate Amy, because she is such a wet lettuce, as much as I want to hate her, the way she's reacted tonight, I can't really criticise her for it.
No.
Because Curtis has been an absolute bellend.
Yep.
But do you know the thing?
On the last podcast, we were talking about people shooting the feet off. I think he's shot his feet, his lower legs, his upper legs. I think he shot his arms off. He's walking around like a bit of a cadaver at the minute, isn't he?
What he's done is he's gone, Amy, can we have a chat? They've gone over for the chat. He's doused himself completely in petrol and then just handed her the match.
Can I just say, though, hey, Dave, sorry to cut across you. Hey, sir, how the fuck can he walk when he's got no legs? Can you just explain that one?
He's flopping around
in the Black Knight and Monty Python.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's now called the Slug. Yeah, right, anyway.
You know the Billy Bass? The Billy Bass
I bet fucking Ovi could walk with no legs.
Oh, God.
Oh, my word. Right. Give you that Horrocks, Mr. Horrocks. That's a belter.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Where were we? Yeah. Curtis and Amy.
This is confidence of a fucking Dalek exterminator.
An upside down dog.
This is going to need some editing.
It's not, you can't leave it in. This is a classic. For God's sake.
Dear. Right, compose.
Back in the room.
Yeah, so Amy, I mean, God, if you've got 1% of a human being in you, you've surely got to feel sorry for Amy tonight.
I've gone here.
I tried very hard not to feel sorry for her. I did. I genuinely did, but no.
Chris has gone. There's no coming back. We got the fucking giggles. We're fucked.
Thank you. Good night. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Sorry, go on. I'll have to mute myself.
I tried very hard not to feel sorry for her, but I can't see past the fact that Curtis has just.
Oh. You'll have to record tomorrow or something.
It's fucking ridiculous. Right, sorry, I'm definitely going to mute my mic. I've got tears rolling down my face.
I'm going to turn my camera off and then I'm not triggering you off. I tried really hard tonight not to feel sorry for Amy because I haven't particularly enjoyed her time in the villa so far. But you're right. It's difficult not to feel sorry for her because Curtis has acted pretty badly. He has been a prick.
What I don't get is, I mean, I and you guys might be able to help me out here because you know what might come up next. I've heard about this lie detector test and stuff like that and showing them footage of what's happened. But the way Curtis is talking to Amy, he is painting it in the worst possible way that he could possibly paint it. Look, they haven't even slept together.
Mm.
And I'm talking about Curtis and Amy. They haven't slept together. And he's talking about Jordan. And he's making Amy feel as if him and Jordan have slept together. He's making her feel like, and he's telling her outright, I would have picked her, but she told me no. So, ta-da, here I am. And it's like, I don't know if he could try and explain that to make her feel more like shit than she actually does.
Yeah. I think as well, though, when they first started talking, she actually said to you, think she's the prettiest girl in the villa? And he went, yeah, no. That did not help the opening combo. But he was wrong what he did. It's shown a proper snidey side to him. There's no getting away with it. Like I say, I've been on him from the start. There was something slightly off. At one point, I thought I was wrong. I thought, oh, he's just one of them sickly people who tries too hard to please everyone, and he is genuinely like that. He's just a bit too much for some people, but he's not. And seeing what he did, it's just ridiculous. And I've got to think as well, that Jordan, she knows exactly what she's doing. She was rubbing Danny's face and all this, and they look completely incompatible. Completely.
Yeah.
The reason she's gone with Danny is because she couldn't take the risk of splitting Curtis and Amy up because she thought she was on her way out. So she goes with either him or it was going to be Anton. So she's definitely taking the piss. I'm sorry. I don't believe a word of what she was doing, especially when it was kicking off and there was all that like, ooh.
I guess Anton was pretty quiet, wasn't he, tonight?
Just a little bit. He didn't agree with what Amber and Anna said. He actually called him out when he sat with Belle, didn't he? He said, that's out of order. And he does call it. He does call it, to be fair.
He does, but that was a little bit quieter than Jordan called it. You know, when he was saying, like, this feels a bit surreal, this, you know, and everyone's slagging off Michael, and, you know, I'm the one who's been mugged off as well. So I thought Anton was, you know, he's normally right up there, isn't he? But I thought he was pretty quiet when he was saying, yeah, that was bang out of order. Because it's basically Joanna who was telling him that, what was she calling him? A dead ting? Yeah,
she called him a dead ting. I don't know whether she meant Michael or she meant...
Oh, so, no, sorry. Amber called Joanna a dead ting. What is that?
I had to Google it, I must admit. A dead ting is a boring person.
Yeah, that's just a bit... I think that's just a knee-jerk childish reaction she's gone with there. It's her normal route into any of these things when things aren't going her way. I can accept it off Amber tonight anyway, especially with what's happened. I just hope it doesn't turn into a bit of bullying with Joanna, because it's not her fault, because what Anna's got to realise, and I know I'm digging her out again, is she's done it to Jordan what Joanna's just done to Amber. So there's nothing any different, whether you tee it up or not. It's the same roundabout way that she's done it. So that's the whole point of the show. It's called Love Island. So yeah. I've got to say as well, just slightly go back to Curtis, and Sam said this when we sat there. She said, you know, it's not right, blah, blah, but it is fucking Love Island. And it's not Friend Island, which I know you've mentioned that before, Dave, but it's true, isn't it? That's the name of the game in some respects. Curtis is following his heart. I think he's just made up an absolute bollock the way he deals with it. Considering he was the man of knowledge and fucking offering advice, he hasn't listened or talked or thought about anything he's given to anyone else. I mean, most of it's been bullshit anyway, but certainly it proves more than anything that he should be anywhere near a couple that are going through trouble in this show.
Yeah. I think like Dave said earlier, I think he's just painted it in the worst possible light. But I think he's done that knowing that the details of it will probably come out in the wash. So if he gets it all out now, he gets to look like he's being as honest as he can be and trying to claw his way back from being that bad guy, but also not leaving himself open to anything going forward.
Well, ultimately, I guess the producers have pulled a cracker again. So we've got Amber and Joanna, and they're going to go for their chat. And I'm sure the knives are going to be out, but I'm not sure why. I mean, ultimately, it's Michael who's, you know, Amber should be annoyed at. But, you know, hopefully we'll see a bit of that tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Chris, I mean, what are your final thoughts?
Well, big thanks to Asa again. Thank you, Asa, for coming on. I think it's going to be an absolute shit show again tomorrow, and I can't fucking wait. So if you want to get in contact with the show, on Twitter, @LoveIslandCast, or if you want to email us, theloveislandcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for all the emails, messages of support. If you want to do like the show, please drop us a review on your podcast catching app and get on there and give us a 5-star review. We do appreciate it, and it gets us up them charts as well. And we will read out some more emails we've had some of the fans listening to the show. Asa, thank you so much. Where can everyone get you?
Everyone can find me on Twitter @SocialTornado and touring across the Northwest. And we've got some Scotland gigs coming up as well, Glasgow and Edinburgh, with a.k.a. Noel Gallagher.
Good stuff. Dave, have you got anything to lead us out?
Well, all that I'll say is, and it's kind of the opposite of what Ian Sterling would say, but if you need some help in your relationship and you need some advice, then do not seek the advice of a professional ballroom dancer. Goodbye.
Goodbye.